Hi everyone, Franchelle of Ofsoské-Wyber. Welcome to Well of Wisdom, where I answer your questions and share spiritual tips, tools, and techniques to inspire and uplift you. Welcome to the second in this four-part series about the steps on the journey to find your twin flame. In the last video, I covered the first quadrant, the world of lunar light and the world of the personality self. Now let's move to the second quadrant on the first light medicine wheel, the world of solar light, fire and flame. This world corresponds to our soul self. And here, our awareness of ourselves and relationship expands. There's an awareness that there's more to us than just our personality. There's something deeper, and we want more from and in a relationship. We want to be touched and connected with at a deeper level. Now, this is a natural feeling indeed, because we are now in the domain of soul and coming into a relationship with our own soul and seeking to connect with others at that level of relating. Now, the world of soul and the soul self is associated with the path of service. It's the path of the healer shaman. It's the path walked by those who have learnt, grown, or moved beyond their own pain to a greater or lesser degree, and now seek to assist others, other souls in some way. And as this desire to connect more deeply with other souls takes root within us, our life becomes more soul-directed as opposed to personality-directed as it was in the first quadrant. And one's definition of relating and of relatedness and relationship is completely redefined. And the type of relationship we seek changes exponentially. The second quadrant's located in the lower half of the first light medicine wheel. And in this quadrant, there are 36 evolutionary steps or rites of passage or initiations for the soul to pass through. And each one of those steps enabling us to be touched and matured more deeply at a soul level. But the soul is still subjective in its functioning. Remember, it's that naive part of us that is longing to re-experience the perfect divine union that it faintly remembers in the deepest part of itself. But the soul is prone to looking outside of itself for completion. And it's important to remember that the soul and the second quadrant is not our final destination. There is so much further to progress and so much more to overcome if we are to experience greater levels of relating. So we do not want to get trapped or stuck in this second quadrant. So here are 8 top tips. Tip number 1, you are complete within yourself. Do not look outside of yourself for your other half. You are whole unto yourself. Tip number 2, learn to observe the conflicts that the soul experiences, the conflict between the part that wants to grow and evolve and the part that's magnetically pulled toward old karma dramas and sad movie types of relationship stories. Learn to observe that conflict and have great love and compassion for the soul as it experiences that conflict. Tip number 3, you are a butterfly, not a moth. Cultivate your own bright flame and learn to recognize the type of flame or relationship you are drawn to that burns and singes your wings so that you can avoid them. Tip number 4, learn to keep your soul flame steady. Pay attention to how you allow your soul flame to be easily affected by others. Do you allow it to be dimmed? Or do you perceive that you need your inner fire to be artificially fueled by another? Tip number 5, avoid victim-savior scenarios or drama triangles. Tip number 6, avoid soul stealers. Learn to recognize soul stealers. Tip number 7, reclaim yourself. Do not lose yourself or pieces of yourself, of your soul, to anyone or anything. Tip number 8, learn the art of discernment in relationship. Now, regarding tip number 8, perhaps nowhere is this lesson or challenge shown more beautifully and so visually, eloquently as it is in the Tarot Key of the Lovers. The major trump keys represent major soul lessons we must master. And this particular tarot key indicates the lesson that all souls must learn, the lesson of making wise choices in relationship. And it's one that can take the soul many, many lifetimes to learn. But one thing's for sure, it can't progress around the wheel on its journey around the wheel until it's learned this lesson. So in the major trump key of the Lovers, number 6, we see the personality self shown as the male figure. We see the soul shown as the female figure. And we see the spirit self as the angelic figure. In the image, the soul is looking upward toward her spirit self for direction. And her personality aspect is looking to the soul for guidance and direction in matters of choice, especially the matter of significant, intimate relationship. The flame tree indicates many things, but one of the things it indicates is the different types of fire and flame that exist in the world, but particularly the different types of fire or flame associated with the different expressions of love. I hope you have enjoyed this video and our journey through the second quadrant, the world of soul, and my tips for passing through this quadrant. Join me in my next video when I look at quadrant 3 and the world of spirit, fire, and flame. See you same time, same place, same channel, with so much love.